Hiya, this is a rundown of the 4 best reasons to buy a Strandberg and 1 reason you shouldn't. And number 1, how easy it is to play. I kid you not, it feels like it plays itself, which is a combination of the unique neck carve which makes sure that your thumb and your fingers are always in the right place. You can see it moves my thumb from there around to there. And these unique cutouts. So this cutout is really scoops. I can get very good access to the 24th fret. But if I want to put it in this position, it's so easy to put it in that position and I can just get all over it. It is so easy. As a new user, it's probably the first thing you'll notice when you pick it up, except for number 2, which is how small and light it is. Like honestly, you can pick it up with 1 finger and that's my little finger. So what's good about it being small and light? Well, firstly, light means I can pick it up and move it around easy. So if I'm sat on the sofa in the living room, I can just like pick it up easily during adverts, fiddle around with it. It's not very cumbersome. Guitars aren't that big, but you know, they can be a bit cumbersome. And also it means that everything, although it still feels like it's in the right place, it also feels like it's easier to get to these frets. The 7th fret would normally be around this sort of area. Because we don't have a headstock and everything is more centered, the neck is, rather than finishing here, finishes over here, and everything feels like it's just a little bit closer to you. The belly cut fits in exactly where you want it. All the body cuts also put the guitar in just the right place. But you would think that that would affect the sound. But at number 3, we have how it sounds, because it sounds so good. My initial instinct would be cutting away so much of the body would be a detriment to the overall tones. But they have chambered this. And the overall effect is a bit like a hollow body or an acoustic sort of effect. It gives it so much more body, which is ironic. So much so that when you play it, even acoustically, it doesn't just sound like some strings on a stick. The body actually resonates, and that's fantastic. If you tally all that magic up with some great pickups, such as these Sir pickups in this Boden Prog 6, then you can't go wrong. Plus, they have some great single coil sounds. And that's not to be laughed at, because the single coil tones in these are some of the best single coil tones I've heard, even against modern American Strats. At number 4, the trem stays in tune. I mean, there's not much more to say about that other than it actually works. It's a trem system designed and built by Strandberg for their own guitars, and it is something I believe you can buy as an aftermarket piece as well, which is pretty cool. So that's 4 reasons you should buy a Strandberg. Got 1 reason you shouldn't. So this is a 100% true story. I borrowed a Boden 6 from my friends over at TonePedia. And if you don't know TonePedia, go and check them out. You can try all the different pedals and guitars interactively, including most of the Strandberg line. So I borrowed the guitar from TonePedia, got it home, and my main thing was, will I get on with the neck? Of course I did, and it only took about a day for me to kind of adjust to it, and I've had longer adjustment periods on like standard neck guitars. So as it was a new guitar to me, I kept it by my seat in the living room and I just kept picking it up and playing it. You know, all the bits that I spoke about earlier, you know, it being light and all this, that and the other, and easy to play, they all started to fall into place for me. And then it came time to record videos. I started picking up my standard guitars like my Les Paul, my Strat, and they felt chunky. They felt really heavy to play and just sluggish. Like the only kind of equivalent I can give you is if you go away on a race day and you get in a fast car and you're racing around a track, and then you get out of the race car and then you get back in your Volvo and you're driving home and you're like, oh God, what is this? That's the feeling I got. I felt like I had put down a race car and then got into like some sort of luxury 60s model where, oh yeah, it's really nice and the tones are great, but oh my God, you know, this drives like a pig. And of course, my Les Paul plays lovely. My Strat plays lovely. It's just this, it is something else. And that left me with a dilemma. Did I carry on playing the Boden, or did I put it away so it didn't spoil my other guitars for me? Well, luckily for me, that choice was taken out of my hands because I had to return the guitar to TonePedia. After some time, I began to really miss the guitar. My playing was advancing. I was finding that the metal scales and these sort of things that I really wanted to work on didn't really translate over to the Les Paul and the Strat very well. So luckily for me, I know Strandberg. We had a chat. I told him this story. We agreed that I would portray this story to you, and I will now use this guitar in all my videos moving forward. I may include other guitars in the videos, but this will be my main guitar moving forward. Now I should add that I am now much more comfortable with switching between this and my other guitars. It's a little bit like getting used to playing the bass and guitar, and when you switch back to the bass it feels heavy, but when you switch to the guitar it feels a lot easier to play, and that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. So I'd really like to thank Strandberg for sponsoring this video and allowing me to tell the story in the true way, because that might put some people off. You know, they might think, well, I love my Les Paul, I love my Strat, I don't want something that's going to make me hate that. And one thing that they do is they're honest with people. They know their guitars aren't for everyone, but they are really good. And as someone who absolutely loves his Les Paul, I'm so happy that I can choose between them, because now, after such a short time, I can safely say this is my favourite guitar, and it makes me a better player, and that's what counts really, isn't it? So if you're new to the channel, we release videos about guitar pedals every week. You can find our latest video up here, and if you think we deserve a like and a sub, it'd be really appreciated. See you later. Bye bye.